You're listening to The Hurt Locker, the podcast that opens a door on men's mental health. And tonight we have a return of Radu Isaac. Radu, welcome back to The Hurt Locker.
Hi, Yinka. Thanks for having me. Congrats on keeping the podcast going.
Thank you. How are things?
Yeah, they're pretty good. You know, it's the summer, so all the plans are aren't in the near future. So it's nothing. It's just it's just making plans about the future, but not having
Okay,
to worry about applying them.
okay. So it's been almost a year since you were initially on The Hurt Locker. What's been happening?
Gigging a lot. And
Okay,
then
tell us more.
about the gigging. I've been started to put like stuff online, but basically I went from I had like a year when I wanted to do like short benign jokes because I felt like it's easier to do them like night after night. So I kind of wrote like stuff that's great for that, and then this year I went back to just talking about the economy, which I'm also quite liking as a end result type situation, but I'm hating as the process is way more difficult now. So I'm hating on myself for making myself do work.
Hating on yourself to do where? Okay, so tell me, looking back over the past year, what was your experience of the Hurt Locker like initially?
Uh, I I don't know. It honestly, and and I almost had it like as an objective on this one. I almost felt uh uh I almost felt like you got me to open up on the last episode, and I almost had it as an objective not to be a bit more closed up on this one, just sort of pull the rope back on my side.
To pull it back and to be less open?
Yeah. Because
I,
there are advantages to being like less open as a person as well. You listen more, you learn more about the others. If you're too open yourself, then you never really hear what other people are saying.
I
You're just
understand.
busy
I
being
understand.
open.
So let's take a deep dive then. What's in your Hurt Locker?
Uh, and what am I hitting on these days?
Yeah, what's in your Hurt Locker?
Uh, so it's like I don't have like small things I'm hating on. I keep hating on big things for some weird reason. Like I whatever I talk about on stage is also like what I think about a lot during the day. But it really makes me sad of how everybody's going to work to just uh to just not really produce anything. We're just kind of at this point we're producing pollution more than anything else. And we're slowly going to the like I don't I'm not optimistic in the future of the planet and so on. And I feel like but we're still slowly going towards that end result. And we're working hard for us to keep going towards that end result. That's sort of what pisses me off. But basically, I'd like people to just be more relaxed and
What you think we're heading towards a mutually assured destruction, as it were?
Uh, I I think something is gonna give. I don't know if nuclear war. I don't know if global warming, but something is gonna give. I don't know if too much plastic, and we're all gonna get mercury poison and drop dead. But that something is gonna give.
Do you worry? Obviously, you worry about the states of the world as we're living in, geopolitics, etc. I mean, what's your take? What's your take on what's going on around the world?
Uh, I think it's just people like. What's my take on why this is happening?
Yeah, why it's happening?
Oh yeah, I think it's just people too self-involved and sort of too wanting too much and sort of everybody just pulling a little bit. until the explosion happens. Everybody just talking and pressing at the situation until it all goes tits up.
I thought myself personally, I thought there was an opportunity, perhaps a missed opportunity when we were in COVID, in lockdown.
Okay.
I thought it was an opportunity for us to pause, reevaluate the direction we're going, and then maybe change that course of action.
Yeah.
And I don't think we spoke about the impact of COVID for yourself.
For me, it was a bit. I don't know why. I don't know why Radu felt like to touch the nail on the head a bit. It's sort of it for me. Yeah, it got me tasting the sweet life of relaxation. For me, I did take a moment to reevaluate, and now I'm doing less than ever, and I'm happier than ever. But I'm I'm feeling the the uh, the capitalism crushing me into a smaller and smaller person. But it does yeah, COVID really did sort of slowed me down, and I've never been able to accelerate myself to pre-COVID levels.
Were you during that period where you were scared, were you afraid?
Uh, I wouldn't say necessarily. I don't know. I wouldn't say necessarily afraid, because uh, when if things are going, if the world is going I'm gonna say tits up again. I need to think of a better expression. But
It's will do.
if if the world, if the all dies together, then it's nothing to do with me. So it wasn't like if the fact that the COVID was a planetary thing didn't really make me worried personally. You're just kind of, I was just kind of, okay, well, now let's just sit calmly and see what happens. But it's not like, it's not. I think I'd be worried if everybody on the planet was thriving, and I would be the only one not being able to make ends meet.
Did your relatives, family, friends in Romania, how did they deal with it? Were you in contact with them
Yeah,
during that period?
yeah, we spoke for a bit. I even went there for part of one of the lockdowns. I transferred abroad. Uh, there I think uh, in Romania, I think they didn't have the full sort of lockdown. The government is going to pay you to stay at home, so it wasn't as it didn't it didn't feel like there were like fewer people on the streets, and something definitely was happening, but it wasn't as like from another planet as it was here. Like, I remember here going to Leicester Square and it being empty. And it felt like, okay, well, I'm in another universe on another planet now.
28 days later.
Yeah. But in Romania, that never fully happened. That sort
Okay.
of, yeah. So I think yeah, life went on more or less the same for everybody that didn't get the virus,
Okay.
which was also me.
Remind me again, you've come to the UK. How long have you been in the UK?
So like 10 years now.
10 years? Okay.
Yeah.
And do you see London, etc., as your home?
Yeah, I definitely see it as my home, but not as my permanent home. That does sort of worry me a bit. That does make me feel like I can't fully relax.
In what sense?
And it's just because I feel like, well, I need to. I there's still there's still when I'll have to get up and go and move house, and with everything that implies, moving
Do you,
job, or like moving cities, or like whatever all the work that change requires. I like
okay.
change, but I don't like all the admin around it.
Okay. Do you see yourself ever going back to Romania, or is the UK going to be your base permanently?
I don't know if the U. I don't know. I would say both the UK and Romania right now stand at somewhere at like 20% chances to get my dead body when I'm done. And I think 60% we don't know yet. 60% I'm still young enough. I'm
Of
keeping my
course.
dead body to myself.
I think last time when we spoke, you said that you were going to be touring in other countries.
Yeah.
Did that
Uh.
materialize or?
Yeah. It was pretty good. I'm gonna do the same thing next year. It's sort of yeah. I. It's way more fulfilling to do to do the tour and do the whole hour rather than doing the comedy club 10 minutes. It's more tiring because you're on the road, and I'm not as happy to be on the road as I was in the past. And again, I don't mean to keep complaining about work, but yeah, it's way more work than just doing the circuit.
Absolutely.
So it's
Absolutely.
but it so I'm trying to uh, yeah, I'm trying to find a good balance. I don't want to work myself into a corner.
Okay. And tell me then, will you be doing the Edinburgh Fringe?
Oh no, that's for a while I'm not gonna do it. It's just speaking of work, that's just work. I really love it as a festival and everything, but it's the mo- it's the biggest volume of unpaid work available right now for a comedian on the planet. If any comedian on the planet wants to sign up and wants signature to like a huge volume of unpaid work, that's their best bet with the signature is get the
Okay.
Edinburgh venue. Other than that, it is fantastic. It's honestly, I love comedy, so it's like Disneyland a bit. It truly is a festival. But also comparing it to like 10 years ago, it really almost isn't. 10 years ago, it was like international people flying over from all around the world to go see it. Now it's sort of people from Edinburgh and some people from Glasgow taking the train.
Do you think it's gone past its sell by date?
Um, no, I think it's a bit mismanaged and a bit. I don't know if mismanaged is the correct word, but a bit. Uh, um, yeah, yeah, maybe mismanaged. Maybe a bit mismanaged,
Tell me more.
and then not adapting properly to the the internet and everything that's been happening. It's
Tim, our producer, said it's very expensive. Glasgow's doing its own fringe now as well.
yeah, and also it's not as big as it once was because of the internet and stuff. They sort of are having a lot of competition. Like before, apparently, I'm not from that era, but apparently 20 years ago, winning Edinburgh that you'd have to do that to become a comedian,
Okay.
and now you can kind of bypass it easily. Now there are tons of famous comedians that have never been to Edinburgh, and it's the cost of it as well. Yeah, just the Airbnb to try going for like a weekend. It's crazy expensive.
Ridiculous prices.
Yeah. So that's all of that sort of killed it.
Okay. So tell me, are you utilizing social media, the internet, etc., for yourself to get yourself out there?
Hey, but it's so me working for it. And I don't want this to be the theme of it, but it is a bit so me working for Alphabet and and Meta for free. It really is like being an intern. That's it sort of because the algorithm honestly just um rewards rewards you constantly posting. So that's sort of it. It really is. It's just it, it's like the Uber drivers are less exploited than the YouTubers. If that makes any sense.
It makes sense. It makes sense. And
But the YouTubers, it's a cooler job, so it's not cool to complain, so nobody's gonna say anything.
as can I ask, in terms of your art form, your comedy, how has that changed over time?
Mm, I think I think it sort of became more me. I think for some reason there's like a little mechanism that got me that works in me of every time a joke worked, I just got more confident, and that just made me a bit more myself. So like in time, sort of comedy really honestly is my comedy I think is the most me thing out there. I think it's more me than my actual sort of skin and bone.
Okay. And what's the message you're trying to convey through your comedy?
Right now I'm trying to get people to relax a little bit.
Okay.
Uh,
Go on.
that's that's what I'm pushing toward. But in general, I kind of I'd like to have my name in some sort of if we become like an interplanetary species, I'd like to be one of the representatives of humanity. But uh, if that's what sort of that if that's like the option is open. But in reality, I want some attention. I wanna not necessarily buy a house, but rent a house for the rest of my life,
Okay.
and I want to lie down and
And if
and
and if you and if you were to be the interplanetary representative on behalf of El Mundo, what would your manifesto be?
oh, my manifesto. Okay, that's I would kind of also have to see what the other species are doing. It would have to I'd have to do a bit of research. I can't just go to the meeting and complain about the Earthlings. See what we can be doing better. I need to I need to see what we can correct in the aliens too. But maybe uh, I don't know. Just I I guess you know just just enjoy yourselves. Stop it when you're not. I think that's simple and perfect. Enjoy yourself and then stop it if you're not
Or as
enjoying
Tim,
it.
or as Tim says, to be politically erect.
Politically erect, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Uh, uh,
I believe you're going to go and see, or are you going to go and see Trevor Noah this evening?
uh, I'm not. No, he's not. He's not of the club anymore. I thought he'd be there, but I found out they don't really let us know. But I know he's gonna be there this week, so I was gonna go every night to kind of try and
Okay.
catch him. But right now I haven't. Tonight I'm not going. Maybe I'm gonna go after this. I don't know. I'll see.
Do you, do you go to the comedy club every evening or most evenings?
No, no. It just kind of. It used to before the pandemic. It used to be maybe like 28 days a month, and now it's sort of 22,
Okay.
which
All right.
I think it's a huge change.
Tell me, I mean, is there a lot of on the comedy circuit? Is there a lot of competition?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like it's honestly it's hard to remember everybody. I'm not even thinking of almost competing. It's sort of I see new faces all the time. So yeah, it's that is quite nice. That is sort of that is like the one good humbling feeling I had in the last few months of I was feeling like I could do like bigger clubs and talk to like bigger aliens and so on. And then I kind of started feeling good about still getting bookings at comedy clubs, because that's also sort of like the numbers are kind of very against that happening. It's a pocket of happiness I can pull on at any time in my life.
Okay.
But
Do you find? I mean, you talk about the competitiveness. Do you
Yeah,
find that there's envy there within the comedy world?
I think maybe there is. From my part, there definitely is. But but
Come on, tell me more. Tell me more.
but I think it's just like the regular amount. I'm not. And then it's mostly, it's mostly like, come on, that person. I thought the world was a bit more like me, and then it's also the learning experience of, no, apparently the world is more like that person, and you move on. But
Okay.
it, yeah,
Okay.
it
I
starts
don't
from
know.
envy, but it grows into a beautiful flower.
Okay. Have you done any TV work recently?
Recently, I would say, well, no, I don't have any of that to brag about. Yeah,
Any radio work?
no, no, it's just me and the internet.
And how's that being received?
That's I started a podcast that feels like it's going fine,
Okay.
but
Tell me
that's
more about that.
it's with me and Will Mars. Will Mars is a great comedian. He performs a lot in America, and he lives quite close to me. And he does a lot of the admin for the podcast, and I trust his admin skills a lot. And yeah, that's the one little. So basically, it's just a new podcast, but it went from like tens of views to like hundreds of views in like the
Okay.
last 4 days. So that's sort of the success I'm clinging on to.
Okay. How did that collaboration come about?
We've I don't know. Oh, we've known each other for a long time, but then we met at the show and started talking. I think we both were looking for something for a project to get into.
Okay. So tell me, Radu, where did we go here today? This is very much you and yours.
Okay. What do I wanna complain about?
Go on, yes.
What why that I wanna I don't feel like changing anything at myself. I just feel like changing stuff at other people.
Go on, let's unpick that then.
So why that's not, and also that's it's not a good thing, because that makes me angry when we sort of, when I see I have to deal with the anger of other people not wanting to to change the way I want them to change too.
Okay, what is it that you want to change in people or in some people?
Just it's usually just whatever I'm writing a joke on. So if I'm writing a joke about banks, I kind of want people to use the contactless card less. Or I'm writing a joke about global warming, so I want people to use the escalator. When they use the escalator, I want it to be mandatory walking. I feel like way too many people are just standing there. It's not the ride. It's not all of a sudden Disneyland in the middle of Waterloo. Uh,
Fut- does the future
yeah, just the
does the
future.
future does the
Yeah,
future concern you?
it kind of. I know it's gonna be. Everybody dies at the end, so I know it's not gonna. There's no like happy ending. Maybe there is. With maybe one of the religions is correct, and the one with the most angels come in, and fondle our penises as we die. But if that doesn't,
Yes, yes.
but if that doesn't happen, yeah, I'm just gonna. So I'm coming to terms with the fact that I am getting older. So stuff is gonna hurt more and more until eventually I'm gonna drop dead, and I need to keep myself entertained in the meantime.
Can I
But
ask,
yeah.
how do you deal with anger and frustration? What's your outlet? I know you'll say jokes, etc., writing jokes, but what is your outlet?
No,
Share it with me.
I like sweating. I
Okay.
I'm addicted to some stuff, so probably I go to one of the addictions very, very
Talk,
quickly.
talk to me about addictions. Is it drugs? Is it alcohol? What?
It's yeah,
All?
a bit of alcohol, a bit of drugs, a bit of porn, a bit of chess. Chess is an addiction, but yeah,
Do you play chess?
yeah. I I play to the point an unhealthy level. I play bullets, so it's one of those where you keep. Do you play as well?
I play as well, yeah. I play Blitz. I do Blitz 3 minutes.
Okay. I was last time when we spoke. That's the big change. I was at the 1+0, and now I'm at 2+1, and I'm trying to like calm down and go back to like maybe a 5+0. That's sort of my dream for the future.
It feels like if oh gosh, okay. This is possibly says a lot about me as well. Then it feels like we get a little bit of that adrenaline rush when we're playing chess,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But
It's
it's got a habit of just seeping and taking our time away as well.
Yeah, and after a while, if you're also like progressing in chess, doesn't really. They always kind of go, you need to progress, but it's not like you're gonna be happy that you learned a new opening. But also, if you're not progressing, it does feel like it's the same sort of repetitive, dumb motion of
Yeah.
leading nowhere.
Same mistakes all
Yes,
the
yeah,
time. Yes, the
yeah.
checkmates, etc. When you could see them coming.
I've seen this position 4,000 times. I have no idea what to do now. 7 moves in. Why did I play all the 6 other moves before?
Madness, madness. But I do enjoy chess. But it's a stealer of time.
Because but honestly, I think if I would manage to just play like maybe 1 or 2 rapid games a day, that would be like fantastic. Because then I'd kind of sit with it. I'd sort of enjoy it.
You'd
I'd
respect
savor
it
it.
more.
I'd respect it more. Yeah, yeah.
Who knew? Maybe I'll play you in a game of chess sometime soon.
Oh yeah, well, that'd be great. I've been meaning to start a chess podcast, but oh,
In
oh,
fact, there was a chess program on BBC.
oh, yeah, Chess Masters. I haven't
Mhm.
seen it, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, yeah. So your addictions,
So a bit of alcohol, a bit of weed, uh, and then I think napping is a bit of an addiction. I think maybe it is. Uh, I don't know. I think yeah, some. I like playing with the trash, but not playing with it, but just packing it very very correctly and taking it out. Very sort of very efficiently. I like to find like the most efficient way to pack up the trash. And I think that's a good use of my time. I honestly do believe that that's a good use of my time. I think the guy dressing up and putting on a tie and going to work in for Barclays, that he's not using his time correctly. I think just sit here and pack up the garbage, which is sad.
well, I couldn't possibly comment on such things. I was going to ask about is there any new partner in your life?
No, 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 no big change there.
Does that
On
piss
that.
you off? You
No, no,
you're not bothered?
no, not necessarily. I'm sort of. I would say maybe. Uh, I, I feel about it the same way I feel about the England, or like. I was gonna do another. I was gonna do maybe like another analogy, but I forgot the other one, which kind of makes me not want to do the England one.
I'll
That
do the
I
England one.
my
Do the England one.
the England one, in the sense that oh yeah, so the England one in the sense that I don't know if I'm gonna if my dead body is gonna stay here or not. So there's like a 20% chance. So I feel the same way about about the relationship, and also it's about like getting older, and sort of when you get older, I think everything takes longer somehow.
Yeah. Haven't you ever thought about, I don't know, do you have children?
No, no. I have nieces. I like playing with the nieces, but I don't.
Well, you
I
like to
don't.
give them back?
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely.
No
I
pain,
I honestly like. I honestly enjoy like when I'm tired. I honestly enjoy seeing my sister that tired, having to pick them up.
no pining to be a father then?
No, not for the foreseeable. Still, I'm a dude, so I can still hold on to that 5% chance for the rest
Absolutely.
of my life. But yeah, it's I don't think it's over. I don't think it's ever gonna grow over 5%. Maybe it will, but I don't think so.
Okay. So come on, Radu, where are we going next?
Uh, I don't know. Well, why can't we just sit here? Why do we have to go anywhere? That's sort of it's somewhat it's so nice,
That's good. That's good. Okay.
but that's
Good.
literally the issue I had, and I feel like I've been having this issue my whole life, where just people wanting to do something when well this is fine. Why do we need to stress ourselves out when it's fine right now?
It's true. It's true. It's like we've always got to be on the march to be going somewhere, to be doing something.
Yeah, there's like a lot of oddities in humanity, but I feel like this one really doesn't get talked about enough.
What they're doing, having to do, or feeling compelled to do.
Yeah. Feeling compelled and sort of doing useless things, but still kind of doing them. There's all these um um all these ques- questionnaires with like where like apparently like all these studies like apparently something like 80% of their people think their job is useless but like a crazy high number. I don't know the number, but like a crazy high number.
It is, but I think that that's predicated by the fact that people need to work to buy things, to do whatever it is that they feel, to give a purpose to their lives.
Even the things they buy, they don't. It's not like it's still a T-shirt that they ordered online that doesn't fit them, and it's gonna sit in the back of the closet. But like even the things that even like a huge percentage of the things that they buy with the money still doesn't go anywhere, and it also kind of goes basically in the ocean, and that creates some sort of a pollution that creates a problem that's gonna create more work for everybody in the future. So I feel like I honestly feel like the reason I can't enjoy my life is other people mismanaging theirs. Other people are doing too much with their life, and now every nap I take, I'm a bit worried.
In
I'm a
case you
bit
miss, in case you missed a memo that something's happened.
exactly. I'm not. They're not. I used to nap as a kid, but those naps were so much quieter. Like the brain would properly shut off. But right now it's still I still kind of what if the rents double in a month in a month time. There's always there's no reason for the rents to double, but people working overworking, that might double the rents.
Do you, as you're talking there, I was just thinking,
Okay.
would living off the grid appeal to you?
I kind of yeah, but I do have the fear of having the fear of missing out. I
Oh, FOMO.
Yeah, I fear FOMO. So that's sort of I thought about it, but and it's still like in the future eventually, hopefully.
I get a sense that you'd like a solitary or minimalist existence.
I think I would, but it is like a big chance to take. Because what if I get there and I hate it? And also like my life has been like I left from a very small town, and then I went to like Bucharest, which is like way bigger, and then I went to London, which is again way bigger. So I can't. It, I am fearful of going in the other direction. Whenever I go to like a small town, I just love it, but I'm fearful. I think I think my body knows I'm still too young.
I think for me, I don't know. I think, or maybe even if it's not a small town, a rural lifestyle.
Yeah, yeah, I like that idea a lot. But also like rural people, we tend to romanticize. But I think if I were to live like a day in my grandpa's shoes, I would nap by like 9:30 a.m. I would be done. So I understand it from that point of view as well. I know there's like a big learning curve, like with anything else. But yeah, maybe slowly get out of London. I do really enjoy looking at London. Like I enjoy how much like seeing it. It's so big that and it changes so sort of it changes before your very eyes. Like I've never experienced that with a city. In my hometown, there were like four houses being built at the same time. Now in London, it's sort of like everywhere you look, and it's a big change. And I haven't been in this neighborhood for
Cranes, yeah, there's cranes all over the place.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
for me, I do love London. I love its pulse. I love its energy.
yeah.
But at the same time, I always, excuse me, I find it really impersonable as well. That people haven't got time for each other. That people are very quick
Uh,
to just move on to the next thing, to the next thing. It's very disposable
okay.
as a city.
Yeah, whenever I moved from like a smaller town to like a bigger place, I've heard that about the bigger place that people are more impersonal, and that's never the thing that's bothered me. in
Okay.
my in my head, uh, because it's not like I really like talking to people, but like you'd rarely have a meaningful conversation when you're making small talk with somebody on a train platform. Like you'd almost if you try to say something meaningful, you'd almost get like a weird look from the other person.
Absolutely. That's why you need to come up north.
Okay, so up north, you think that like the conversations are
Definitely.
actually good at the bus stop?
Oh yeah, and on the bus,
Okay.
on the bus stop, on the trains, you know, I think there's a different sensibilities when you're up north compared to down south. Definitely. And people will take that time of day to do more than small talk.
Okay. Okay. Um, I'll try it. I do sort of like I don't know why, but sometimes I enjoy getting on a train and knowing I have an hour of being alone.
Hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
know, and it's not like I'm surrounded by people. Like I'm alone during the day here as well. But like it's a different alone. It's alone without my laptop on the train. It's just the window and my phone. It's sort of I'm more secluded somehow.
Do you meditate?
I go for walks, for like
Okay.
for a run or for like a swim. So I don't know if that counts, but
It
that's sort of
counts. It counts, yeah. Do you do that regularly?
yeah, yeah, I do it a few times a week.
Very good.
Uh,
Good.
it, it's hard not to notice the benefit. Like I almostly I don't like myself when I say obvious correct things. Like I don't like myself when I eat a salad, wear a seatbelt. I don't like those sentences. but but yeah, I eat a lot of salads, and I do a lot of sport. But it's easy and you feel fantastic. It's so noticeably different when you don't.
Absolutely. Do you worry about your health?
Uh, yeah, I don't do like a crazy amount, but yeah, to some extent, yeah. But I'm not. I don't need like a crazy amount, and I'm fine with like I don't know. I have this weird quiet in my life. I feel like I've sort of achieved most of the things I set out to do. So it's either I need to get like a new dream, or I'm kind of fine with if this was it. I'm fine with it. It all could have been bigger and better and more of it, and I'm still working on getting bigger and better and more of it. But in sort of in the headspace I created for myself as a teenager, I feel like I've
Mm.
achieved being a human. I feel like I'm good.
Mm. Do you have any regrets?
Like the little actions I had, the things I said that I would change, probably. But I don't know which way I'd go. I don't know if I would be more tepid or more pushy with the with the thing I regret saying.
What
Does that make
scares you?
sense? What scares me? Uh, I don't know. I have this.
One.
I feel like I have this weird feeling about TL that it's sort of like you shouldn't have it, because the second you know it's fine to have it, but the first thing you need to do with it is just kind of get rid of it, so then you can think logically about what needs to be done about the thing that scared you.
Okay.
So
Tell
fear is
me,
sort of
tell me more.
so yeah, fear is like a reaction, and then the main thing is, okay, well, now try not to feel it, try not to feel that feeling, and think about what to do with the thing.
Okay, you're speaking critically to me. Unpick that for me.
It's still too trip. So, um, so maybe like even maybe like a fight situation, or like a sort of any sort of uh,
What confrontation?
any sort of a confrontation type thing. There's no fear is good because then it's a confrontation,
Hmm.
but then you kind of have to, okay, well, now what do we do?
You
So in
dislike
that sense,
you dislike confrontations.
uh, I never feel good. And I daydream about confrontations, so I don't think I dislike them. But I never feel good about the result, even if I'm the one that won it or the one that lost the confrontation. You still kind of feel shitty afterwards. So
Why?
because 'cause if you lost it, you feel shitty because you lost it. If you won it, you feel shitty because you were mean.
It's a dog eat dog world, or so they tell me.
That is true. But then it's always the strong that sort of win, and it's always the strong that kind of need to know uh, to not fight in the first place.
Mm.
If that makes sense.
It does make sense. It makes perfect sense. Would you see yourself as a people pleaser?
Uh, I guess I have thought about that fairly recently, and I am afraid that might be true. But yeah, I don't know for sure. And also, a people pleaser, and um, in the theoretical sense, in the practical sense, I'm definitely not a people pleaser.
Okay. Okay. Are you critical of yourself?
I'm critical of myself. I think I am. Like, yeah, I think I probably am, but also I do cut myself slack a lot. So
Yeah.
like sometimes, like yeah, like today, kinda, I have like an email. I should have sent it's been over a month now since I've been postponing, and it's just basically it's gonna take me like 25 minutes to go to different links and put them in like an email, and then read it twice and send it. And it's taking me like I don't know where we started from, but that's basically that's literally what I have on my what I've been having on my chest for the last month.
Okay, so you procrastinator.
I'm a big procrastinator. Yeah, yeah. And it's yeah, just one email that is ruining summer 2025 for me. Uh, but yeah, so today I did wake up and I decided in the morning that I'm not spending it. Like usually I wake up and I plan when I'm gonna sit down and work at it, and then I negotiate with myself during the day to not do it then when time has come. But this morning I woke up and I said, no, today you're just not doing it, and that's fine.
And that's okay.
Yeah. I know it's okay. So but going back to your question, if I'm critical of myself, I think I am critical of myself because I constantly kind of go you know what could I have done better, but I'm also very lenient
You're
because
very
lenient
lenient, yeah. Okay.
with myself because yeah, like this morning I was now I do feel a bit of guilt for not doing the email, but not that much.
Okay.
Usually when I try and fail, I feel more guilt than when I don't try.
Okay. Do you like yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being the top. What would you
I
score yourself?
I wouldn't want there to be to answer this with a lie detector, and I hope it's not 10.
You hope it's not 10.
I hope it's not 10. I
Why
honestly hope
not?
it. 'Cause, uh, that's not it sounds a bit incestuous to like yourself to the to the 10.
Is there? Tell me why. Tell me more on that one.
Like that can't be uh that can't be healthy, right? To like to think of yourself from 1 to 10 to give yourself the maximum grade.
But if I asked you, like I asked you last time, who's the most important person in your life?
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, it's still me, yeah.
Wouldn't it, who
Which
would it be?
yeah, it's definitely still me.
Okay. Okay.
But well, would liking like if you like yourself to the maximum, how do you how do you evolve as a person? How do you what do you ever change it at yourself? How do you ever change something if you like yourself that much?
Well, I suppose that having that insight, having that self-awareness, having that belief in yourself, they're important qualities, aren't they? Things that we strive for.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. I might have dropped a layer in logic there. I was
Me or you?
no, yeah, I did it. I was thinking you can, you have to hate something at yourself before you want to change it, rather than you can kind of like yourself, and if you notice something that you don't like, then change it.
Then you change it, yeah.
Yeah, for me, yeah, no, I think I'm a bit bipolar with liking myself, I guess. Like anybody, I don't know if it's like anybody, but yeah, I think I'm a bit bipolar with liking myself. That's
I don't know. For me, I think it's something that we strive for.
okay.
I genuinely do, and some people, you speak about people doing jobs.
Yep.
Most of the people who are in jobs today,
Yeah.
don't enjoy the jobs that they do, but it's born out of necessity. I would say maybe 20% of people are actually doing the things that nourished them, nurtured them, that they fully feel that this is my purpose.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I agree uh, yeah, I'm also sad about that.
I know you said about, you know, bipolar, but talk to me about mental health and its importance to you.
Um, so it's in the news. So I try
Forget the
to,
news, forget the news, forget the news.
you know,
You,
you-
you talk to me about
you-
mental health and its importance.
but that's what I'm starting from. Sort of like
Go on, then. Go
it's
on,
in the
then.
news,
I'm
so I
ready.
kind of know about
Ready
the
to start.
terminology. I've seen it in a lot of a lot of movies. I still sort of like comes to shove. I still kind of feel like we're alone on Earth. So you kind of have to deal with whatever is in your head by yourself. You're never gonna be able to fully hand over the keys to anybody else. Uh,
Is that, go on, can I just unpick
so
that a little bit?
I'm a bit
Just
of
to,
a yeah.
go on, you're a bit of
Some
a,
DIY when it comes to mental health. That sort of maybe it's like maybe it's a security, not a security thing, but like a insecurity thing.
yeah.
It's just easier to handle it with yourself. But also, it does feel like if you do it yourself, you get better at you get to know yourself this way somehow.
Yeah, yeah, but if you're if a person is struggling with mental health, then there's a
Yeah.
sense that you reach out for support. You know,
Oh,
you don't try and fix it. I'm not a mechanic, so if anything was to happen to my car, then I'm just gonna take it to the garage straight away, you know?
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
and I think it's interesting the way you've raised that and worded that, because I think there's something in that about not trusting others, or
Yeah,
not trusting other people to have your best interest at heart.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That definitely is. I definitely agree there. And I'm not saying I'm happy that the thing that it exists and people can go and ask for help when they need it. But I'm just saying my relationship with like mental health and how I feel about me personally dealing with the loud voices in my head. I just
Okay.
sort of they come and go. I try to I weather the storm, and it's almost part of the beauty of life. You just kind of you just look at another storm coming, and you just kind of sit inside the window.
But
Uh,
how do you manage that? How, for want of a better phrase, how do you navigate those storms? You know,
oh,
if there's a constancy there, and you might not necessarily be the best person with which to support you, if that makes
uh,
sense.
I understand, but also finding the best person to that could help me that still takes a few tries.
Of
chances
course.
are chances are it's not going to happen from the first phone call I make. S- uh,
Are you against reaching out for support?
no, not at all, not at all, not at all, not at all. I'm not at all.
Would you engage in therapy?
I think we covered this last time a bit, and I'm enjoying the conversation. I really honestly am, but it's not.
Where you want to
Uh,
know?
it's there's like a lot of things. There's a lot of things I want to do that I don't get to do in life. Like I'd like to go canoeing and so on. So
You'd like to?
to go canoeing. I know it sounds stupid, but I'm looking at the lake, and
No,
I'm just
no.
seeing this lake for the longest time, and I haven't been canoeing, and that's why I said it. But yeah, with
Okay, okay,
I could add therapy to the canoeing activity list of uh, it's 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 a good thing, but I'm never gonna do it.
okay. That's honest. That's honest. What's stopping you from doing the canoeing?
Oh, it's literally the day to day, the sort of. I mean, to be fair, it's that email is a lot of it. If I would have sent an email, I think maybe I would have find the morning to go canoeing. So the fact I have that email in the back of my head, that's stopping me from canoeing. But also I know that after canoeing, there's gonna be sailing, and after sailing, there's gonna be scuba diving, and there's always gonna be something I want to do.
The tapestry of life.
Yeah, yeah, it's very tiring.
Tiring.
It kind of not tiring, I enjoy it when I do it, but looking at the list, if you look at the list of, uh, of, of the things in the tapestry of life, that sort of makes me sleepy.
It's funny as I'm listening to you talk and I'm thinking about myself. I'm thinking
Okay.
about because you said about can't we just sit here and just do nothing and and it's like I don't think I've ever career wise, I don't think I've ever said at a point in time, I want to do this, I want to do that. You know, I've just I think I've just been like a trawler and just took whatever opportunities have come into my nets, as it were, and just gone with that. I know some people aspire to be doctors and lawyers or accountants or CEOs and all of that. That's not that doesn't rock my boat.
Yeah, yeah.
I think for me it's all about connections,
Okay.
you know. Life is about connections.
Yeah, for some reason I've never had that relaxation, and I am jealous of it. It's maybe the reason I'm in London angry about the fact that I have to do a lot of work.
I I had a friend passed away sadly, and they were from up north, and they got into television, etc. You know, but they were spending what I think it was about £800 a month.
Okay.
Was it £800? Probably a bit more than that for just one room in a house. And it was like, why? Why? So that they can be in the capital.
Yeah, I know
And
what you mean.
I don't know. For me, that doesn't make sense.
I know what you mean. It doesn't make sense, and I'm in it. For me, with stand up, it's sort of. I don't know if it's a thing that's like Edinburgh, like dying like Edinburgh, but at least a few years ago there was the big scenes in LA, New York, and London, and there's like a prestige in performing on these scenes. I don't know if it means anything anymore, but part of the part of the reasons for my sorrows in life are me following that prestige. that I have in my head that might not be a thing anymore.
That feels like a bit of sadness there.
Uh, yeah, yeah. I think it's some I'm I'm like middle aged now, but I feel like I'm new middle age. So
Okay.
that's that's part of the being middle aged. You kind of learn that you run after some cars that sort of went on their way, and then you're still a dog in the street running for a different car now.
Okay. Does that does that presuppose for you that the clock is ticking?
Yeah. I'm aware of that as well. But also, the futileness of having ran by for of having ran for a car for 12 years, and then realizing that car never existed, or
Hmm.
it existed then it doesn't exist anymore, or and you need to find another, the emptiness that comes after learning that you can't run for the car you've been running for.
So how do you switch it up then? How do you?
I listen quietly, and something is gonna come. I'm some I'll find something that uh, I enjoy doing. Maybe I found it already and I just don't know.
What Tim's put in, Jim Carrey has a quote: "You can
Okay.
fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance at what you love."
Okay. Yeah. That is true. Uh, but I think I do. I love being a comedian, and I don't know if I failed in being a comedian. But also, even the best comedian on the planet, like the ones that sort of the big sort of the ones that really inspire me to find this path in life. Even those, most of them still have like a second sort of, or like a third act with their life. It's not they're not just like a comedian.
Absolutely,
So so
absolutely.
yeah, I'm jealous of the other things they're doing too. I'm jealous of their comedy career and of the second thing they have in their life.
But I would say it begins and ends with you,
Oh yeah. I agree there. I agree
and
there.
it ties in what I always ask the question: who's the most important person in your life?
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. There's a there's a Stephen Wright joke. I've been quoting it to people recently. So
Go on.
like two twins just get separated at birth, and then by like some weird coincidence, they end up in the same hospital in the same room, one bed apart, when they're dying, and one of them goes to the other. So, how was it? Uh, uh, eh,
Okay.
yeah, that's how I feel. Like I feel like yeah, there's a it starts and it ends with me, and I'm in the middle. I'm at the middle now.
Okay. Okay. You know what, Radu? I
Okay.
think there's going to be a third part to our podcast. You know that.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that.
You know.
Um, I wanna I wanna be happier. I don't know how, I can't imagine it, but I wanna be happier.
You can't imagine it.
Yeah. Like it's hard. Like you have to know what makes you happier, and you I can't, in that sense I can't imagine it. I can't. I can't see it as a full grown plant or any sort of any sort of thing that that might I think would bring me happiness. They also come with disadvantages that bring sorrow. So I don't know. I don't know how to. I don't know how to gain net happiness. I know how to lose weight. I know the theory on that. I don't know how to gain net happiness.
I'm not the guru on that one. And I think everybody's different there.
Uh,
You know, everybody is different there.
yeah.
But I always think I ask the question, what is what makes our life meaningful?
Okay.
You know, what is our sense of purpose? Is
Okay.
it is it to chase our dreams? And what happens if those dreams don't materialize? Can we switch it up and go with another direction?
I think so. Yeah.
You know. But what is happiness?
Um.
Have you ever been happy? Was there
Oh
a
yeah.
period was there a period in your life when you were happy?
Yeah. There are periods that I remember as them being happy. I don't know if I was like constantly happy during those periods. And also, yeah, like different moments of joy and so on. But yeah, I equated more to moments of joy than to I don't know. I'm assuming that there's a big thick book that describes what happiness is, but
I I think I lean towards contentedness.
okay.
You know, I don't. Who says when we're born that there's if there's a path that says that it will give us happiness? What does happiness mean? It's unique to the individual. You know,
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's
it's
true.
unique to the individual, and even the richest people in the world, bloody hell, the rich. It doesn't seem like they're happy.
Oh yeah, that's definitely not. That's
You
definitely
know, so
that's definitely not
it's
true.
not about money, then, is it?
They're making us net unhappier for no gain of their net happiness.
100%,
Yeah,
100%. You know,
yeah, yeah.
I know that we're in this metaverse universe, call it what you will, and we all rely on social medias and stuff like that. But I think we forgot how to connect and talk.
Uh, I think that's true to like a big extent. I don't know if I ever knew how to connect and talk because I kind of uh when I sort of turned 18, I think that's sort of when Facebook first went online. So I think
Okay.
that might be. I think I still think people maybe like after you're 25, you kind of learn how to connect and talk to people.
Yeah,
As a
possibly so. And you know, I do feel for this. Is it Gen Z? I do feel for them because that connectivity is through the prism of social media, and it's a load of bollocks.
yeah, yeah, I 100% agree. I am very happy when I'm well, when I manage not to be on social media, when I manage to just not touch it for like hours or like any sort of day or something, it's noticeably. It's I am lighter on my feet.
Okay, okay. Radu, Isaac, thank you for being on the Hurt
Thank
Locker.
Thank you very much for having me. Like honestly, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it last time. I really enjoyed it this time as well.
You know what? I enjoyed it as well, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Towards the end of this, you you opened up, and I thank you for that.
Uh,
Genuinely.
thank you for opening me up. It feels good.
Thank you for watching. Remember, you are not alone. If you or someone you care about is struggling with their mental health, please see the contact information in this episode's description for further support.